Hello everybody, this is Graeme Anderson, and today I'm going to be looking at Agatha Christie's Death on the Cards. Now I love murder mystery books and shows, and Agatha Christie is probably one of the first ones I remember as a kid. I also love deduction games, so when I saw that they had combined that into this, I knew I had to get this game. Now there has been a murder, and all the suspects have been gathered around the table to use their deductive skills to try and discover who is the murderer. All the people gathered have secrets that they don't want to be revealed, and if you reveal too many secrets, you could be plunged into social disgrace. You need to work with your fellow detectives to discover the truth. The only problem? One of you is a murderer. The detectives will be playing cards to try and make other people reveal their secrets to try and find out who the murderer is, all the while the murderer is trying to get through the deck of cards before they're found out. Now I had high hopes for this one, so it will be a late night thriller novel or just a forgettable tale. Let's get it to the table, see how it's played, and we'll come back for my final thoughts on Agatha Christie's Death on the Cards.
I've set up Death on the Cards for 4 players. That means there's only going to be one murderer, because with more players you're going to have an accomplice card as well. For 4 players we'll take 1 You Are the Murderer card and 11 secret cards, shuffle them all and deal 3 face down to each player. Each player looks at them and then leaves them face down, and whoever has the You Are the Murderer card is of course the murderer. Each person gets a Not So Fast card, and the rest of the cards are shuffled and placed on the Face Up Murderer Escapes card. Each player is dealt 5 cards, and then 3 cards are turned up in the middle of the table. The goal of the game is for the detectives to uncover the murderer before the deck runs out. They will do this by making players reveal secret cards, but if a detective reveals their last secret card, they are out for the round. The murderer will win if the deck is empty before their last secret is revealed. On a player's turn, they will either play an event card and perform the action, or play a set of detective cards, or add 1 detective card to an existing set of detective cards in front of them. Let's have a quick look at the cards. The secret cards will either identify you as a murderer, or there will be some socially disagreeable secret. The detective cards will have a number which will show how many of those cards form a set. So if there is a 3, in order to play this detective, you must play 3 of those cards on your turn at one time. The devious cards are only used when you trade cards with other players. If you ever receive one of these from another player, you must do what the card says. But if you draw one of these cards, it has no effect. All players start with a Not So Fast card, which will cancel any just played event card or detective card. Of course, a Not So Fast card can cancel another Not So Fast card. On your turn, if you play a set of 1 detective, assuming you have enough of the same detective in your hands to meet the requirements, play all of them face up in front of you and perform the action. The Harlequin wild card can always be used as any detective when first playing the set. If you already have a set of detectives in front of you, you can add a matching detective from your hand to the set and perform the action again. A Harlequin wild card cannot be added this way though. The last possible action you can take is just to play an event card and perform its action. At the end of your 1 action, you can discard as many cards as you wish and draw back up to 6. You can either take from the face down deck or take any of the 3 face-up cards. If you take one of the 3 face-up cards, it is replaced immediately. If your last secret card is revealed, you are plunged into social disgrace and cannot play any more cards on your turn. You will instead just discard a card and draw a new one when it's your turn. You can still play a Not So Fast card and participate in any of the event cards. If the players are able to reveal the You Are a Murderer secret card before the game ends, all detective players will win. But if all the players are eliminated except the murderer, or the deck runs out of cards, the murderer wins. So that's how you play. Let's get back to see what I thought about Agatha Christie's Death on the Cards.
Theme and components. First off, I love the theme. It has a very 20s to 30s vibe to it with all the secrets and the social faux pas. And all the detectives you can play are from the Agatha Christie books and are somewhat thematic. You know, Harlequin being a wild card, a Bundle Brent returning to your hand if stopped by a Not So Fast card. It all just kind of makes sense, and although it is just a card game, I thought they did a really good job of matching the characters to their actions. Now, I especially enjoyed the secret cards, like this one, Just a Fantasy. I wrote poems about murdering my dearest friends. It's just a fantasy. Trust me, it's pure whimsy. We always had fun revealing and reading our secret cards when I played the game, so top marks for getting as much theme as they could into what's really just a little card game. As for the components, it's all just cards, and the quality is fine. I wish the cards had a linen finish to them, but it's fine. I do like the art. You know, it's very easy to read, and you know at a quick glance when you have the cards fanned out what they are. Unfortunately, they're not left-hand friendly, but it's unfortunate about that. So on to the gameplay. The game itself is very simple. Play a card, then discard and redraw. But watching what everyone is doing, what cards they're discarding, how many cards they're drawing is really the key to this game. The whole game relies on the murderer trying to sow seeds of distrust amongst the other players while playing like a typical detective for most of the game. Doing anything too early that reveals you are the murderer will surely lead you to be caught. But the game, really at large, is just to take that game with little to no information for people to base their suspicions on, especially early on in the game. If the murderer lays low, the first several rounds are just people attacking other players by drawing cards to try and get a set of detective cards. Now, there's never a chance in the game to gain direct knowledge. You can never secretly look at someone's secret card. No one has a special ability. You can never claim that you're one role or another. In some ways, I kind of felt I missed that in this game. Most of the accusations are based purely on nothing. Some people really enjoy that, and I did too. But I did find that the start of each game was basically pretty much the same. Since it is a card game, it does come down to the luck of the draw. If the murderer has the early Train to Paddington card, it opens up a much wider ability, since those cards' ability also is triggered when the card is discarded. Holding on to it until later in the game is a good way to rush the end when you feel it's the correct time to doing. And again, assuming you have enough secrets left to be able to survive. I have seen games where the murderer has just decided to take the card from the middle of the table to make sure the real murderer doesn't get it. So would I recommend this game? Ultimately, I think I would. If you like Agatha Christie and can get into the theme, it works. I also enjoy games that allow me to watch what other people are playing and make accusations based on that, or trying to throw people off when I am the murderer and figure out when the perfect time is to strike. I liked reading and revealing the secret cards. I also like that there's a good decisions to be made in all aspects of the game. Which cards to play, what cards to pass, which ones to discard, how many to redraw. The game is also quick, 20 to 30 minutes, assuming you can get through most of the deck. It can be shorter if the murderer reveals themselves too quickly. Unfortunately, I did find the game to be a little one note, and a lot of it is based on luck and random guesses. If people are not careful in how they play their cards, or for their reasons for doing so, it can lead to other players kind of ganging up on them with a lot of takedown actions. But then again, it's only 20 to 30 minutes long. So overall, I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10 and the Dice Tower seal of approval. I enjoyed my plays, and a lot of the game kind of fits into the style of games I enjoy. And that's it for the moment. Until next time, thanks for watching.